Hello, and thank you for joining me for a few moments today. Recently, I was preparing for a sermon on John chapter 15, the Gospel of John chapter 15. And in this gospel, we find Jesus with his disciples on the last night before his crucifixion. And as he's gathering with his disciples, Jesus says something quite profound. He says to his disciples, "I no longer call you servants. Rather, I call you my friends." He said to them, "I no longer call you servants, but I call you my friends." And as I read that line, I started thinking about who are the people that I call friends. And I realized that I use that term friend in my own life in a lot of different ways. There are people in my life who I call friends, but are really, to be honest, are primarily acquaintances. They're people that I may run into out and about in the community. They're people that I may see if a mutual friend hosts a cookout or a party, but they're not people that I usually talk to on the phone or communicate with in any other way. They're primarily acquaintances. And then I have longer-term friends that I've known for years, friends from college, friends from my hometown. These are people that I've known for years that I know well, they know me. I don't talk to them very often. I may talk to them once or twice a year, but when we do, we always pick up the conversation where we left it off. These are people that I know they will always be a part of my life in some way. But then there's a third group of people. It's a relatively small group, but it's the most important. These are the people I call friends, who are the people who are involved in my day-to-day, week-to-week life. These are the people that I talk to on a regular basis, that I'm constantly either phoning or texting or emailing. They're the people that I pour my heart out to when I'm having a difficult time, or when something good happens, they're the first people that I call and let know. Those are my day-to-day, daily friends. I think when Jesus told his disciples, or said to his disciples, that he no longer called them servants, he now calls them friends, what Jesus is saying to them is he wants that kind of friendship. He wants to be the friend that they talk to on a regular basis, that they see as a daily part of their lives. That's the kind of friendship that Jesus wants with us. Jesus doesn't want to be our acquaintance. Jesus doesn't want to be the friend that we only talk to once or twice a year. Jesus wants a deep, abiding friendship with us, a friendship that is a day-to-day, ongoing relationship. I want to give you a resource that may be helpful for you in thinking about a friendship with Jesus. The primary way that we communicate with Jesus is through prayer. And a lot of people, I think, have difficulty praying because they think that prayer must sound formal, like the way we pray in church sounds very formal at times. But prayers don't have to sound formal. Prayers can be just conversations. So what I would encourage you to do is the next time that you pray, imagine that you're sitting across the kitchen table with Jesus, or imagine you're out on your porch or your patio with Jesus, or sitting in your living room with Jesus. Imagine that you're with Jesus in a place where you would normally talk with a friend. And you can picture Jesus however you imagine him appearing. And so sit there with Jesus, picture him, and imagine that you're talking to him the way that you would talk to a friend. And imagine that Jesus is listening to every word that you say to him. And then imagine what Jesus might say back to you. Because you see, Jesus longs to be friends with us. He longs to have an abiding, close, intimate friendship with us. And the primary way that we get to know Jesus and that Jesus gets to know us is through prayer. And prayer is just a simple conversation with a friend. To learn more about Jesus or to explore other resources that might be helpful in your relationship with Jesus, please check us out here at the Episcopal Church of the Advent in Kennett Square.